I want to share an easy principle you can use in all your aligner cases. This patient transferred to me just a couple of weeks ago. The way the patient started with the prior orthodontist, it was a deep bite, and her only concern was the misalignment of the anterior. Well, this orthodontist chose to basically distal drive everything. I'm not judging. I don't quite know why. I like to move teeth out when I can, not in. Well, it turned out that these movements played out in large part, but what happened is the patient came to me describing a common phenomenon where she felt like her lower jaw was sort of trapped, that she had to pull it back to close, and it even led to a posterior open bite, which is what happens when you have anterior prematurities. So that's not what I want to go over. Right now, she did have some IPR, and I told her that for me to tip these teeth out, there may be some small spaces that would open, and we would address that. She totally understood the concept. She actually had been advocating with her prior orthodontist to actually move her teeth back out. So here's what I want to show you. When you look at the fulcrum of the movement, I want you to pay close attention to the different views. Here you see, I think we would all agree this is a tipping type movement based on the amount of the buccal aspect that we can see in this view and the incisal edge moving forward. That's what I'm going for, because I believe that there was some tipping inward of her teeth, that they're too upright. But if you look carefully, when you kind of toggle back and forth, look at how there is also some palatal root torque. Now, I don't need that at this point because the patient might consider having some spaces opened. I want the most predictable path of movement possible. And here you can really see, if you look at the gingival, the cingulum, look at the right central, for example. See how that's moving in with the palatal root torque. So what I do is I'm just going to undo that movement in terms of the root torque. I don't want root torque. I want only tipping. So I take this, push this in, take this, push this in. The laterals look to me like that is tipping without any aspect. Maybe I'll just do a little bit more here. And now I'm going to even move the crowns out a little bit more. Now, this is an incremental movement where the patient might feel relief at any juncture, any point in time before we get to where the space is open. But here you see, if you look at it from this view, there you see a forward movement at the gingival margin. No root torque. And I'm going to go like this. And again, I'm not going to open up all those spaces unless the patient feels that's what's needed. And then they'll deal with it from a restorative standpoint, which I know is a shame, but the patient wants her teeth to be out like this, where they were, as opposed to this.